bones will one. The sinews will be connected. And the skin will come together. Breathe into these bones a breath of life. And in that vision, it's a graphic text from Ezekiel 37. The bones are connected, and then sinew to sinew, skin to skin. You can believe the bionic rebuild of organs and hearts and lungs and eyes and hair. Because then the declaration is a vast army of people standing to new life. A picture of a physical resurrection. And more importantly for us, the foreshadowing of a spiritual resurrection to be one fully healed and whole with God. Ezekiel 37. Could that be our story today? This gift of God, whatever brokenness and dryness and coldness of life, as we are stuck between times. We were born, we will die. Christ has come. He's coming again. And in the meantime, the resurrection power of Jesus is still holding us forth. Through the years of ministry, and give thanks for the opportunity to serve. I've spoken with so many wonderful people who've got so many things going, but I have such a hard time believing that anything joyous can come fully into my life. Or that the promise of God is for them. May this message of I am the resurrection be assured that the final outcome for faith is for you. Jesus raises all of us to new life. Today's gospel affirms that we can trust the final outcome. More importantly, that we can know that there is a God who brings this outcome. Not just some results, but our Redeemer. Thus, Jesus Christ has a vision for our lifetime. His vision is of a lifetime of learning, not just waiting, but includes waiting. It's a vision of a lifetime of hoping, not just surviving, but essentially living. I close with a story of Marv, Big Marv. In the old days, growing up, Sunday school picnics, middle of July, hot summer Saturday, using the local school grounds with the classic ice cream bar and the watermelons and the lemonade in the shade, fish ponds and crafts for the kids. It's all been fun. But now it was time for the featured slow-pitch ball game. The little kids had lots of time to play on the ball diamonds. But now the older teens and the older guys and gals, we had some hard-hitting women, good ball players in our community. We got serious about the ball game. In my recollection, it was getting late afternoon. One of the bigger men, fairly good player in the day, hit one of those long, high fly balls. And had there been a fence, it would have been out of the park. But this ball diamond was against a wheat field. And the center fielder, who knew Big Marv, was ready for it. He backed into the wheat field. It still went over his head, but he got it on the second bounce and made that long throw, you see. There was the interceptor before second base, and then that throw to home. Big Marv was not that quick on his feet, but he was rounding third. And I recall cheering. It was great to watch this big man make that stand-up home run. But then he tripped, you see, stumbled and started to veer off to the right. And at that school grounds, never be allowed today for safe playgrounds, but there had been a barrel. A barrel dropped into the ground, cut in so it wouldn't get moved, you see. And as Big Marv lost his balance and tipped, he fell chest first on that barrel. I remember the sound. It was that thud, you see, even though there was the cheering. And then there was a gasp of the crowd on top of that old metal garbage can that was immovable. Barrel, really. Big Marv's landing on his chest. Then there was silence. Big Marv was not breathing. He laid on his back. I wouldn't have known the word for knocking breath out or unconscious at the time. But he was not breathing. As a young boy, I thought he died. His red flushed face, you see, turned into ashen white. Some people were crying. Big Marv wasn't breathing. I remember somebody bringing water, you see, seeing that cool him down. Or help somebody. And one of the older men went and took his legs behind him. Lifted his legs up, first of all, to the knees and then to his chest. And then there came that gasp. His breath came back. Marvin gasped. He inhaled. New life. He took his time to get up. He was a big man. It took about a couple of big men to help him finally get up and get to a chair in the shade. But what a relief not to have a funeral, but to go on to a picnic. I am the resurrection and life. Whoever believes in me, even though you die, you will live. This promise is the bedrock of the gospel. In the midst of those life issues which take our breath away. I am the resurrection and life. Whoever believes in me. In the midst of those life and death issues, when your breath is taken away. I am the resurrection and life. In the midst of those everyday issues, when you have your breath and even your hope seemingly far away, I am the resurrection and life. And in the midst of those celebrations, where we wonder if life could even get better, may we hear that it's great because I am the resurrection and life. Whoever believes in me will live, even if you die. This promise is the essence of the gospel. May each of us be open anew to this power to hear the words of Jesus. Come out. Come out of fear. Come out of failure. Come out of fatigue or fantasy or all those issues that hold us locked in our tombs of personal or collective lifelessness. May we see this resurrection. I've seen it in individuals, families, congregations, communities. I see it happening all the time. Where people come on a day when it's 40 below and should stay home to worship. Where people shovel walks for people. Where people extend that handshake, that phone call, that email. Where people carry that potluck, or that flowers, or the gift of a card. And as Jesus says, in every cup of cold water shared in my name, I'm alive. This is a vision of a lifetime of faith, and may you know the final outcome today and live with joy. The world does not need another Lazarus to die and be brought back to life. And Jesus says if it happened, there'd still be doctors. What we need is that openness. Come out. I am the resurrection. The miracle of faith today happens as you receive the bread and wine. I am the resurrection. In the worship, we continue to grow in our joy and awareness, and in service, may we experience the resurrected power of Jesus. Now the green ray rises. Amen. Eric, if you'll come and lead the prayers. I know we have the creed printed, but allow that beautiful theme of emerging green and life to be our creed this day. Lead us in the